Hi there, I'm Marisa, and I want to teach you today how to make a rejuvenating herbal tea that I developed myself. It is both relaxing and gently stimulating, and the reason it's stimulating is because it balances the body, so it gives you energy, but you could also drink this before you go to bed at night and get a good night's sleep. So it's not stimulating to the point of making you hyper or making you sort of overactive. There's 7 ingredients, and I've written out a bunch of information below, so please read that. I just wanted to show you in this video what the herbs look like and how to cook them. So what I have here on the stove already is 4 cups of water, and it's just beginning to boil. You don't have to have it boiling before you add the herbs. And then the first herb I want to tell you about is shatavari, and this is the root of shatavari, and I do recommend you use the root as opposed to the ground parts, but if you can only find the ground parts, then go ahead and use that. So you're going to use about this much for 4 cups. So let's just about that much, like a small little palmful, and then put into the water. And then next you need, what I like to use is cinnamon sticks. So again, if you only can find the cinnamon that's already ground up, that's also fine. But I like the sticks. They're really inexpensive and they add a really nice flavor. I'm just trying to have the camera here so you can kind of see that this is cooking here on the stove. Then the next thing you need is ginger. So this is ginger root. You can, again, use dried ginger, but I'd like you to cut a little piece, about this much, like a little slice, and then put it in a mortar and pestle, or make something up if you don't have one of these. So you smash it a bit, because that'll bring up the flavor quickly and easily, and then you put that in the pot. What's happening here is you're using these dry ingredients and you're cooking them in water, and that's called a decoction. And so you're going to cook the herbs in the pot for about 10 minutes once all the herbs are in there. The next ingredient is licorice. So I do like licorice, black licorice and red licorice, but that's not this exactly. And if you've never had herbal licorice, I'm excited for you because I think you'll be surprised at how good it tastes and how satisfying it is. It's moisturizing, so that means it's a demulcent, it's warming, it's a really nice herb. It's also sweet, so it adds the sweetness to the tea, so you don't have to add like sugar or honey. So I'm just going to put this in. This is 2 teaspoons. And then the next herb is ashwagandha. And this is a relaxant. This is also good for your reproductive organs. There's lots of benefits to ashwagandha to add to your food. And so I'm putting in a 1/4 teaspoon for this tea. Then the next 2 herbs you likely have heard of if you haven't heard of ashwagandha, and one is nutmeg, and that's just, again, another 1/4 teaspoon. And the other one is cloves. So I like using whole cloves, but I only had like ground cloves today, so I'm just putting the ground cloves in. So then all of this is going to cook on the stove, and as it cooks, it's going to cook down. Of course, it makes sense, right? It's going to boil off some of the water, so your tea is going to be strong. And if you find that it's too strong when you start with 4 cups and then you add the ingredients, of which all the amounts I've written below, if it's too strong, then you can just add more water. And if you find after you make this tea like 1 time or 2 times, you find, oh gosh, I wanted to have more ginger, or I wanted to have more of the licorice flavor, then just add more of that next time, because you can make your tea how you like it so that it tastes really good to you. And then the other thing I want to mention is that if you don't know where to get shatavari, you've never heard of it, or ashwagandha, these are the Indian herbs that are that I know of from my Ayurveda studies, then you could order them online or go to like an Indian grocery store, or maybe a better organic grocery store will have them. So I hope you make this tea. I'd love to hear how it turns out for you and if you like it. And I think just one last thing, when it is cooked, I just want you to strain it. Of course, it might be obvious, strain it and put it in a cup, and then you can drink it warm. That's how I prefer it, but you could also drink it cold or even room temperature, and it'll last for several days. So that's it for now. That is my rejuvenating herbal tea. Enjoy.